So, massive update. The Fed did its Jackson Hole event. Rate cuts are confirmed as the plan moving forward. It's looking like 1 to 3 rate cuts in the next 6 months. The FOMC meeting where this is expected to start taking place is September 18th. Okay, so that's when we expect the first rate cut. Most likely a 0.25% or 25 base point rate cut, to possibly a 0.5% rate cut. Inflation is no longer the concern, so Fed is now focused on job reports. And the rate cuts outside of a recession is a bullish scenario, and the market has already begun factoring this in, which is why this week we have seen Bitcoin really start pumping here. So we do the last 7 days, we see it's had a strong little run up this way here. Overall, it's looking like it's trying to get past this point right here, around the 67.8 area. And it's possible that we see another dip. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not. So, be sure that you only invest in what you hold strong conviction in. And you must be okay with seeing red in this game and buying more or accumulating during these dips. That's kind of what separates the people that have been in this game for a little while versus brand new people who just try to play the game for a quick buck. So Turbo was listed on Kraken. This isn't exactly new or recent news. This was a couple weeks ago, I believe. So I'm late on that, but as of right now, it's looking like we just have Coinbase and Binance to go. And in my opinion, this is still the best meme coin you can bother with because it's still below 1 billion market cap. It's still growing, both in the number of holders and the followers on X. Steady growth, and the community is still very active in making moves. Feel free to check out Turbo's page at TurboToken. So right here I have some numbers that I crunched. So now we're looking at about 7,000 more holders and about 11,500 more followers. Portfolio plans. So right here, as of right now, and this could change, and if it does, then I'll make an update to this. But as of right now, I hold 8,906 Caspa. Okay, and here's my plans. I'm planning to sell 3,000 Caspa around the $1 to $1.60 range. Then I'm planning to sell another 4,906 of it to even it out in the $2.50 to $3 range. Or if it never goes up to that point and it starts dropping down and that's all it's doing, then at the 70 cents range is where I'm going to tap out and take the rest of that. You always have to have a plan and be ready for that. You know, have like a 70 cent here, have an exit price ready in your mind if it's going down and it's a worst case like sell price. You definitely don't want to just hold on to it and be left bag holding another 4 years for the next bull run, if there's a next bull run. So I do plan, as good of an asset as Caspa is, I do plan to hold about 1,000 of it for the long term, because I don't see it going back down to, you know, less than a penny or 1 cent or 3 cent or 5 cent or 7 cent. I see it going no lower than the 10 to 15 cent range at lowest in the bear market. My thoughts basically is that Caspa will continue flourishing long after most assets crash and burn or reset. So yeah, I don't see this like going to zero or anything like that. I see this just slowly over time getting bigger and bigger. Okay, so on to Art Block. I own 600 ABT. Planning to sell 100 of it at the $35 to $40 range. Then sell another 300 at the $45 to $50 range. And hold the remaining 200 until it hits its first big peak. Or so essentially, once I think it's hit as high as it's going to go, and then it's going to start going down. So in an ideal world, it goes between $50 and $80. If it does, great. I sell somewhere in there. If not, I'll sell 100 of it in the $35 to $50 range on its way down and call it a day. And I'm considering potentially holding the last remaining 100 for the next bull run. Or just, even if there isn't another bull run, I can see Arc Block doing well in the future, so it makes sense to me to risk holding some. And then Turbo, which is my #1 asset here. I know a lot of people say take profits, and just depending on what I see, I may take profits on the way up, but my plan as of right now is to just hold all 2,030,000 Turbo that I have until I see Turbo ideally hit 7 cents. If I get the feeling like it's not, if it starts going down and it's not going to make it to 7 cents or past 7 cents, then 5 cents is my minimum range here. So, and here's, I say you've been warned. It could very well go higher, and kudos to anyone who makes nice gains from it doing so. Turbo is my big play. I will make 100K after taxes ideally. So that's if it hits 7 cents. So if it hits 7 cents, I'm making about 142,000, and when you consider taxes, it's going to be a decent chunk. But I'll still be over the 100K goal in that event. So, and then lastly, I hold 24,288. 24,288. Okay, so that's right. So I plan on selling half of that at 40 cents at lowest. If it keeps going higher beyond that, great. Then I'll be selling beyond that. I'll sell 8,144 at higher than 40 cents. Or if it starts to go beyond 40 cents, but it just can't keep its momentum, then I plan to sell around 38. Then I plan on holding the remaining 4,000 for the long term because I expect this to be a strong long-term asset. So as of right now, those are the main assets in my portfolio. All right, so let's move on to golden nuggets. Crypto is currently about a $2 trillion market, of which Bitcoin is about 1.5 trillion. So I say that to say this: retail doesn't move Bitcoin. We don't move Bitcoin. There's no amount of it that we can buy or that we can afford that is going to make any kind of splash or dent when it comes time, or when it comes to Bitcoin moving. Big money moves Bitcoin. It takes billions and billions of dollars to move Bitcoin even a little bit. So don't get it twisted. Big money moves the big market cap plays. Okay, so regardless of what anyone says, we don't move Bitcoin. We don't move Ethereum. Okay. If the overall market cap of an asset is $50,000 and I'm throwing around 70, I'm moving that asset, right? Whereas if you put $50 or $100 or $1,000, you're barely touching it, right? But if I all of a sudden go into an asset with half the amount of the market cap or even more than the market cap, I'm the one moving that. All right. So I just wanted you to know that, like, regardless of, what anyone says, when it comes to Bitcoin and when it comes to, okay, we need Bitcoin to really bust past that $69,000-$70,000 resistance, and keep going. That's only going to happen when big money decides to let it happen. So golden nugget number 2 is be early. Buy when nobody else wants to and when everyone else is hating on crypto. Okay. Buy low. Buy when it's not attractive. If you have conviction in an asset and you've done your own research and you have money to play with, accumulate it at a discount. So if I pull up Bitcoin for an example, we look at the year chart, okay, you see where I'm moving this. When it's down, that's when you want to buy. When it's up and climbing, that's not necessarily when you want to buy, right? So right here is where you see it kind of hit its point for a good while of going up, and then it went down for a bit. When it went down and dipped, that's when you want to buy if you're going to buy, right? You don't want to buy up here, because as soon as you do and it drops and goes down, you're left in the red and you're pissed and you're freaking out, especially if it's Bitcoin, because that's a lot of money for it to go down from 46 down to 39. Let's see, all in the span of almost 15 days, so 2 weeks, and you're down what? Let's see, 46 to 39. So yeah, about $6 grand. No, yeah, $6 grand. Anyways, I'm terrible at math, guys. Sorry, but and then it's just the same thing, to buy up here and then to just see it little bits of the way, just subtly going downward. Okay, if you're new to investing, especially in crypto, and like you buy at the top, and the first thing your first experience from a buy is red, it's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. So yeah, so you want to be early on something, buy it low, and this is also where decentralized exchanges come into play. Because typically, if you go to buy something on a centralized exchange, there's already been a crap ton of other people who got in to that asset a lot sooner from getting it on a decentralized exchange. So while decentralized exchanges are more risky, they are typically your go-to to get into something way before the masses do. And that's when you want to try and get in on something. All right, so sell high. All right, so that piggybacks off of what I just said. You want to sell when everyone else is buying. So the goal is to already be invested when it starts running up and to sell to whoever's buying it, as it's climbing, because they're the ones that are going to get dumped on. So if we use Bitcoin again, if you bought in down here, and it climbs and you hold it all the way up and you're just looking at all kinds of green, and then you see it drop right down here, and you're like, yep, I'm taking my profits right here, right? Everyone who bought in this area was thinking or hoping that it was going to go much higher, and it doesn't. They're left holding it back down, on its way down. Now, I use Bitcoin as an example for any asset, but in reality, Bitcoin is as safe an asset as it gets, because this thing is everyone and their mother is saying it's going to 1 million or 150,000 or 300,000 or whatever. Uh, the sky's the limit for Bitcoin in the long term. So, don't think that what I'm saying is this law for all crypto, or at least law for Bitcoin. It's not, because Bitcoin is going to go up higher. So, but in basic theory, you do not want to be the one to buy off of someone else who has held it that long and is already looking at a fat stack of profit because they followed rule number 2, get in early, or golden nugget number 2. So number 4, support and resistance. In most of the technical analysis you'll see in a lot of YouTube influencer videos mean very little during a bull run. All right, so big money's plans, like I discussed in number 1, and Bitcoin being moved by big money and not by retail, politics, so like the Fed rate cuts and such. Economics, obviously they're going by either inflation reports or job reports. And timing. So, at what point you're getting in overall and what point you're getting into a particular asset. All right. So those are the things that mean significantly more than technical analysis. Golden nugget number 5. You will see people who will love on a project 1 minute and then hate on it the next. You must have conviction in what you invest in. Stop FOMOing in and blindly trying to play the game hoping it makes you rich. The game is designed to take from people who act like that. Okay? So let me zoom out here. Number 6. Retail gets what they deserve. Those who follow a few rules and do so with conviction and discipline stand much better chance at success. Okay? When you think about it, there's a moral there's a moral flip to this coin, or a moral side to this coin, because yes, technically we are getting into something at a discount and betting that it goes higher, and in order for us to take profits, there has to be someone on the other end to buy it from us, and essentially those people are taking on that next level of risk if that asset decides to not go any higher. All right. So again, that's the beauty of being early, because you have significantly less risk than the people who get in, or at least risk getting in too late. So there's always a chance someone could buy it off of you and it goes a lot higher or a little bit higher and they see a little bit profit and they get out in time. But ultimately, when we talk about retail, we're talking about the people who have that typical mindset of, I don't want to touch something if it's not doing well, or the only time worth bothering with something is if it's on a centralized exchange, right? Oh, those are supposed to be safer. I'm not at risk when I play with something on Coinbase versus something someone got off of a decentralized exchange. These are the people that typically get wrecked in crypto, and then they leave it and never touch it again because they thought they can make a quick buck off of it. And, they bit off a little too much, more than they could chew, and now their wife is pissed at them, or, they're under pressure from family or whatever. So there's a mindset to differentiate between retail and the mindset of people who have been there, done that, they've paid their dues, and that's the difference. If you have paid your dues, you deserve the success. The people who think they can just come in out of nowhere, throw in money from, whatever, and just make a crap ton, or, quit their 9 to 5 and whatnot, those are the people that are going to get taken in this game. Hot wallets and cold wallets. Okay, so the first rule of securing your assets is getting them off exchanges. So that's the first thing you want to do. As soon as you buy it from Coinbase or Kraken or Uphold or wherever, you want to at least get it onto a hot wallet. And then ideally, once you purchase a cold wallet, you transfer it from the hot wallet to the cold wallet, because the cold wallet is significantly more secure. But there is a saying in crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. Okay, so if you have an asset on an exchange and that exchange decides to just do whatever or shut down and disappear, you lost your asset. And that has happened to a lot of people. Okay, so I recommend getting Tangem. That's what I personally use. And then, of course, you have other big names like Ledger, Alipal, etc. But cold wallets are definitely the way to go. You do have to put up some money, whether it's 70 bucks or 150 bucks or whatever. That's up to you. But you're essentially securing your investment. So, all right, so number 8. See if I can get this here. So again, September is when the first interest rate cuts are expected. Timing is everything. So basically, we're looking at August 25th, 2024. You have maybe 30 days. Okay, so time is of the essence. Carve this into your brain now. So when you buy is more important than what you buy and how much. Okay. So number 9, you need a community. At least until you understand this stuff enough to do it on your own. And even then, I advise being part of a community so that you can benefit from the fact that there will be other people who will see or hear something that may be valuable to you before you see or hear about it. So everybody wins with that, when you take that concept into consideration. And I have a community, and by no means do you have any obligation to be a part of that community, but be a part of a community. Right? So mine just happens to be the most affordable that you're going to find the quality you'll get. Okay? I mean, I challenge anyone who happens to be in my membership and in the community to find something that is going to offer what I offer, And what I offer is this. Email me at anon@cryptoanon.net and ask me about my free membership. Well, you'll be a part of this community. So it's going to be absolutely free to you until this bull run's over. So what I mean by that is I won't ask you for a penny until after the bull run, when you've had plenty of time to assess whether what I offer is a good fit and when you've profited off of it. So no profit, I totally understand if you leave. You're by no means obligated to stay. Fair enough? So in that membership, and again, you have to email me and, mention it, bring it up, ask me about it. I'm not going to provide a link or anything like that. So you're going to get my portfolio, kind of like what I've shown you up here. You're going to get constant access to that. You're going to get access to when I buy and sell and hold, what I buy and sell and hold. Okay. You're going to hear me admit when I was wrong about something I said. You're not going to hear me not mention it and just, hope everything gets swept under the rug. You're going to get transparency from me. You're going to get the ability to adapt with the markets. So if there's like a major shift in how things are moving, you're going to be adapting and growing and evolving with that. And that's important. It's not just with crypto. That's literally how all of the financial markets work. They only let something that works work that way for so long before they change it up. All right. So all you need to be successful and thrive in this group will be provided to you. All right. So the early bird discounted or even free access. So as it stands right now, my offer is that nobody will be charged anything or be expected to pay anything for the membership until after the bull run, when they've had an opportunity to learn, they've had an opportunity to implement what they learn, and they've had the opportunity to profit. So they can see the value of what I'm offering before they're ever expected to pay anything. And even once that takes place, it's not going to be a ridiculous, outrageous membership price. Okay, it might be $7 or $10, somewhere around there max. So, what you pay for a Starbucks coffee or something of that nature, but it's not going to be anything insane. There's so many crypto YouTubers and influencers who have these Patreon and Discord packages. They're $60 a month, $150 a month, $3,000 one time for a lifetime membership. Just ridiculous prices for something that most people who are looking at crypto and they're coming from a place of struggling in a 9 to 5, they desperately want to get out of that situation and have a life that they feel they have some kind of say in, right? Those people don't have that kind of money just to learn and just to follow somebody, because they're already looking at crypto out of desperation, looking for something that's going to set them free from what they're stuck in. So if that makes sense to you, then, that is what I am aiming for eliminating. Okay, the problem of high entry cost, right? That high cost of entry. So you're going to get mentorship. So while you'll have access to all of these other things, I think one of the most important things you'll have is access to me anytime, right? You will be able to email me and ask me questions, and I will respond. So, and of course, you'll have the, Discord and Telegram community access once I have those up and running. Those will be here soon. And I already said portfolio updates. And of course, buy and sell alerts. So when I buy or sell an asset, it'll be shared with the community. And this is important right here. I will not low-key buy something before I tell my community about it, just to dump it on them once they get in. Okay, that happens in a lot of communities. These big YouTube influencers, they just can't help it. They have huge communities. So when they see something, they'll buy it, they'll get a good bit of it at a discount, then they'll make a video about it, then all of their following gets in on it, and guess who's dumping on the following? So I don't think I would have told you that if I had any plan to do that. So please, take that and benefit from that information. I will notify my community before I sell an asset. Okay? And you're going to know before I buy an asset as well. So that's what you're going to have access to. You're also going to have access to video training. As of right now, I only have one video. It's about an hour long. That is the Fast Start training. For now, I want to build my community and get as many people in as I can to help as many people as I can while there's still time. I only have that one video, but you're also going to have email access to me, and we're going to make sure that you have what you need. So this carries on from right here. I will notify my community before I sell an asset, so that they have a heads up and can make a decision on what they wish to do if they hold that same asset. So essentially, you're going to be given a heads up if you don't want to get dumped on, or if you want an opportunity to get out at that price, or if you think it's going to go higher, you'll be like, hey, thanks for the heads up, but I think it's going to go higher, so I think I'm going to hold. At the end of the day, every decision you make is your decision, and your outcome is your responsibility. But I want to give everyone as much courtesy notices and heads up as I can whenever I'm about to make a move. All right. So, and again, lastly, email me if you have any questions, and email me if you think that this is something that you want to be involved with, and you want to take this bull run by the horns and profit big with crypto. So email me, anon@cryptoanon.net. Now, and one last benefit that my members will receive is that I'm eventually going to be teaching online business and other investment strategies for increasing and securing your wealth. So you're going to get that as well. And ultimately, this thing is going to be much bigger than just, a crypto underground membership. This is going to be helping people escape the rat race, helping people get to a point where they can pursue their dreams and their goals and just realize their purpose and passion in life. So if all of that makes sense to you, if it resonates with you, and if you're ready to get away from everything that most people seem to just settle for, or think that they have no other opportunity, or they have no other way out, then email me, anon@cryptoanon.net, and we'll take it from there. See if I'm a good fit for you. All right, guys. That is it for now. Thanks for watching the update. I'm glad you stuck with me all the way through it. And I'll see you shortly in the next one. Take care.